Ah, hello. Good evening. Are you
Yeah, good
there?
evening, Ijoma. I can hear you, but I can't see you yet. Aha, I can
Oh,
see you
really?
now. Great. This is awesome. Mhm.
Finally, finally.
So, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you? And I believe you have lots of things to
I'm great.
do at the present
Yeah,
location.
no, I had to rush back for this meeting,
Oh,
and I know we've been trying this for about an hour now on
yeah,
Facebook,
yeah.
but
It
Uncle
wasn't
Mark was not
there.
cooperating with us,
I wonder what happened.
so I have to check his other side.
This is amazing and it's quite clear. All right, let's it's nice having you. I appreciate you. I appreciate giving me your time. All right. Yeah. So
I thank God.
you've been my friend since childhood, and it's been
Yeah,
amazing
sure
seeing
that.
being as in having you. You've really been a source. You've been a source of encouragement. I've seen. I've always admired you. You're intelligent. You're such a wonderful guy. I God bless
Thank God
you.
for that.
Yeah. So you once a banker, right? I wrote.
Yeah, that's a
Don't mind my English tonight. I wrote somewhere
great.
that you're an ex-banker and you're very good with things concerning finances, and because of your new line of line of work, that you have
Hmm.
the authority to teach people how to run with their finances for their wedding. So now, can you tell us about
Exactly.
HDV events and tell us about Adams Adekule?
Okay. Thank you once again for having me tonight. It's really a great pleasure, and thanks for all the accolade, even though I know I don't deserve it.
You do, my
You know, so we
brother.
know to no book like that, yeah, but we dey manage. Yes, like you said, I was a banker. I was a banker for 10 years
Hmm.
with one of the biggest banks in Nigeria, and I've managed top-notch accounts for at least for VIPs, some
Hmm.
senators, former governors, and all that. So I haven't spent 10 years in the banking industry. I thought like, hey, let's try something else. And I've always had passion for parties,
Hmm.
you know, going for social events, organizing things. Sometimes if I go for events or social occasions, I,
Yeah, the network. Yeah.
can you hear and see me? Great. So if I'm a guest at an event and things are not going on well, I always feel very, very uncomfortable. All right. So hence I say,
Hmm.
okay, why can't I just go into this industry and correct things that I feel are not well done and do them the right way?
Hmm.
And of course, so I have to leave the banking job. Very lucrative, I must say, but
I know.
my heart is uh, event planning, and I had passion for it. So I had to leave the bank and join the event industry and also entertainment also.
Hmm.
And so here we are. And with the background of my of have been a finance expert, I've always advised my guests, sorry, my clients,
Your clients. Hmm.
on how to manage their finances. So it's a nice thing that you chose this topic for discourse tonight, because a lot of people find it difficult to manage their finance when it comes to
Planning event.
planning their
Yeah.
wedding, planning event, especially wedding. And
Hmm.
there's something I always advise people, like professionally, when you are planning an event for anybody, the first thing we ask you is, what is your budget?
Okay.
You get, but from this part of the world that we are, they always tell you,
Your
I don't
budget.
have a budget. I, but in the West, they will always tell you, okay, this is
Budget.
my budget for this event. Do not exceed it. You must manage it as it is. You get. Now, in planning an event or planning a wedding, there is what I do. There's something that we call, and I also teach that in my academy. I teach upcoming event planners. There's something we call profiling. It's what we call client profiling. There are some indices that you will use to check if a particular client is able to afford that dream, because every bride and groom have that dream of wedding that they will want. Like I tell my students that a bride will start dreaming of her wedding from the age of 7.
Yeah, that's
Between
true.
7, yeah, that's where the girl will start dreaming of how she wants who her husband is going to be, who her prince charming will be, how her wedding will be, how the dress will look like, who she wants to attend the wedding. That dream starts from that age, 7 and 11. You get to start having that fantasy. And why for the groom, for the guy, from age 15 to 20, that's when they start, thinking of how they will want their own wedding to be, who they would like to settle down with when they have the opportunity, and all that. Now, given that every girl or every bride has that dream of how they want their wedding. Now, I will allow you to tell your dream. I don't interrupt you when you're giving me your brief. I would like my reception to be in the moon. I would like to drive a stretch limousine. I'd like to have a ball gown. I would like to have 50 bridegrooms. I'll just be nodding. I'll say, okay, it's very good. Then the next thing I'll ask you, okay, can you afford to pay for this dream?
Pleasures, yeah.
Yeah, if they say dream is free, you can dream free. It's very free. You can imagine anything you can. But when it comes to paying for the dream, can you afford it? That is now when we start talking about reality.
Reality, yeah.
Yeah. But being a creative event planner, I always try to marry whatever dream a couple have or a bride have. I will be mentioning bride because I deal mostly with brides. The most time the groom is just like 2 out of 10. Yeah, they don't really bother much. Exactly. So I would usually tell the bride that I always try to see that there's an element of that dream that she has always had in her wedding. You get, if we can't make it get something natural for her, we make sure we get something artificial that will look something close to her wedding. If it is the gown, if it is the crowd, if it is the food, if it is the theme and all that. Okay. Then during the profiling, I also look at, there are sometimes I will now ask them the question, okay, is it that you've saved up? Or for instance, if you tell me you don't have a budget, okay, I will now ask you, okay, how much can you not exceed in this wedding? Whoever does not have a budget, there will be that amount at the back of your head that, okay, in this event, I don't want to exceed, let's say, 1 million. I mean 1 million Nigerian naira, not 1 million pounds. All right?
Yeah.
So, okay, there will be, let's not exceed 1 million. As you are mentioning that amount, you'll be calculating, it's either you saved up that amount or you've thought in your mind that, okay, by the time I talk to my uncles, my aunties, my parents, his parents, his uncle, and all that, I should be able to raise that amount. So I'll have that at the back of my mind that, okay, this is what I'll be working with. Then I'm going to give you a wedding that fits that budget. At the same time, when I'm doing profiling, I would like to know what kind of background is she from, or the groom to be is from. Are they trying to save? Are they trying to spend the whole of their life saving just for that wedding? Sometimes I become counselor when I'm planning wedding. Try to counsel.
That's the job.
Wedding is different from marriage.
Yeah.
All right? Wedding is different from marriage. Forget the fact that, of course, I'm going to charge you. I'm also trying to compromise my own profession. Because if I try to discourage spending too much, which means you are going to pay me less. But relationship does not end after the
After
wedding
planning the
reception.
wedding. Yeah. Mm.
I have a lot of brides now that are already mom of 1, 2, 3 children. I will still maintain that relationship.
Mm.
Okay, that is what I look at as a professional. So most time I advise my bride, okay, look, you don't need to spend this much. For instance, if the bride does not have a job and it is the groom that is bearing the whole of the cost,
Mm.
okay, you don't have to stress your husband,
Exactly.
right? You don't have to
Maybe
stress
let
your
me cut
husband.
you short. Do they oblige, do they accept the advice, especially those ones who their husband to be are the ones sponsoring the wedding? Do they really listen to you and cut down expenses?
Yeah, they do. They do in most cases because it depends on how I present it to them.
Okay.
Because first of all, I'll ask you to tell me your dream wedding. Okay, how would you want this wedding? And by the time you give me your dream, you tell me your dream wedding, I will be looking like nothing less than 10, 15 million naira to execute that dream. Sometimes 20 million naira to execute that dream. By the time I tell you the costs of executing your dream, the shock alone will make you shrink.
Okay.
All right? Because you know that there's no way you can get that amount of money. Because you must have seen maybe a celebrity wedding, a socialite wedding on TV, on internet, in magazines, like that. Then, are you with me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Uh, okay, all right, you're back. Now, I will not tell you there's no way you're going to do that.
Yeah.
All right? Then we'll start reducing that. Mind you, I'm not reducing your dream. We're not doing away with the dream. The dream is still there. We'll
Mm.
now start reducing this budget. So we'll now have to now reason together. That is where they will now listen to me as a professional. Okay? For instance, if it is where you want to use natural flowers for your decor, we can go for artificial flowers because natural flowers are more expensive than artificial flowers. All
Okay.
right. If it is where you want to rent a stretch limousine, for instance, you can get someone that will give you a very good, beautiful car that you can use. Then you are cutting off. So you are still
Okay.
having that dream of using a flashy car for your wedding,
Mm.
even though it's not a stretch limousine, but you're using a very good car.
Okay.
All right. So most things what cut cost is most things that you can get free. We'll consider those things that you don't have to spend money on. We consider. So yes, most times they listen to our advice. But if he or she does not want to listen to advice, and I'm still the one handling the wedding, by all means, please. So long as you are paying me, I'll take the money. But I'll still check on you
Okay.
after to know how you are doing.
Let me quickly
Probably
ask.
6 months after. Yes, please.
Let me ask this question. Now, in Nigeria, where you are, how are people? How is the reception for wedding planners? Because we still have many people who still plan their wedding without wedding planners.
Planners.
Yeah.
Yes. It has always been an issue, and it's actually as a result of ignorance. That's what I always tell people. Because most people will look at the fact that, okay, well, why am I paying somebody an extra money for something that my auntie can do?
Mm.
All right? For something that
Yeah.
my mom can do. And I always tell
Mm.
them, your mom, your auntie, they're not event planners. The duty of an event planner is entirely different. Or when you give a caterer, because the caterer is your mom's friend or your auntie, you don't ask her to come and plan and coordinate your wedding. It does not work that
Yes.
way.
Can you see me?
Okay, now it doesn't work that way. You get, but now people are getting more orientation on the importance because the primary duty of an event planner is to help you to manage your finance. All
Exactly.
right, is to help you to manage your finance. If you get just a regular person, let's say your auntie auntie or your uncle or your sister, they will keep demanding, you need to buy this. Oh, we need to get this. Oh, we need to get that. Oh, this will be good on you. This will be nice on you. That is not what a professional event planner will do. Event planner will ensure that he or she is working within your budget. And if there's need to cut costs, he or she will know which area to cut that cost. All right?
Yeah.
But so far, so good. People are now understanding that they need a professional event planner to handle their event. All right?
Okay. So, what advice do you have for young couples, as in young people who are really trying to get married, but they don't really have that resources to meet up with their desired wedding, the standard wedding everybody ought to have?
They deserve their dream wedding. Okay? Everybody deserves to have a wonderful wedding. Sometimes by the time you look at the plans of those upcoming groom and brides to be, by the time you look at what they are going to be spending money on, that is discouraging them from going ahead with that dream wedding, you now discover that these are things that are not really, really necessary.
Okay.
Okay? Like in Africa, in Nigeria in particular, most people will want a, are you there? Most people will want a packed hall. They will want people to attend their wedding. They want people to know that, yes, I'm getting wedded, sorry. Now, the first thing you do is to look at your guest list. Well, in a way, I won't say COVID-19 is a blessing or a curse. Of course, it's not it's a cost to us as event planners, because we have less event to be planning. But it's a blessing in a way to bride and grooms to be who want to cut costs in catering for guests.
Yeah. Oh.
You get, because that is a way of cutting costs. By the time you have just 10 people at your wedding or your wedding reception, you just have are they joining in the church or in any religious home you're using, you have the person that's the spiritual head, you have your parents, and you have witnesses, 2 or 3 witnesses, maximum 10, you're done. The reception too, this is maximum 20 people. And some people may decide to do virtual reception. Everybody will stay in their homes. No souvenir, except to do souvenir, you have to now post it to or send it to dispatch it to all your guests to their houses. So if you don't want to do any money on souvenirs, you're not spending money on food, you're not spending on drink. If you are making a cake, it's going to be just it's going to be what you call symbolic cake. Yeah, it's going to be just symbolic. Okay, so most young couples this pandemic period, you're going to help them to cut costs a lot, because they're just going to have a very moderate and humble wedding. All right. So in most times, if you need to cut costs, let's assume there's no pandemic and there's no COVID-19. The biggest areas where you can cut costs is your guest list, because the more guests you have, the more you spend in catering for them. All right. Cut on your guest list, and you have to also cut costs on luxury items. There's always an alternative to every luxury item.
It's true.
You get me? There's always an alternative to every luxury item. Like, I prefer luxury events. If you go to my page, all they're all events. All right. That doesn't mean there are no ways you can plan a humble event. All right. So there are a lot of ways you can cut costs.
Okay. All right. Yes. Thank you very much. Quickly, can you tell us about HD Events Academy, and when next are you having your next academic section for new event planners?
Oh, okay. Okay, it's a HDH Events Academy. That an arm of HDH event. HDH event is just the plan HDH Events Academy where we train event planners, all right, to become professional event planners. And we have for last year we are unable to do any. I think we're unable to do any. Okay, we did just one training for last year because of the pandemic and all that. But for this year, we've studied the trend and all that. So we'll be having our first training on February 6th in
Okay. Good.
Abuja, Nigeria. It starts on February 6th, and it's going to be for 4 weeks, like 4 weekends.
4 weeks.
Yeah, weekend events. So you have your time to do other activities, just
Okay.
Saturdays. And it's going to be a certified
Oh, nice.
training.
Mm.
All right, it's going to be a certified, and it's going to last for 4 weeks,
Okay.
just weekends, and it's going to be in Abuja. And it's going to be an in-class training, not online.
Okay. In insight.
So we are starting on
On-site
February
on-site
6th.
training.
That's
Okay.
next month.
February 6th,
Yes.
2021, on-site.
So whoever that want to be part of for our social media handles, either
Okay.
HGH events, HGH event academy.
Okay. All right. We'll be
Yes, it's an
rounding up.
on-site training. Yes.
I really appreciate your time. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Come
All
again. I
right.
didn't get
I
that.
said we will be rounding up now. Oh, you
Are
really
you still
got
there? I
good
didn't get your
lights
last
there.
statement.
Oh, this was brighter. All right. I really appreciate your
Yes, I can hear you.
yeah, I really appreciate your time.
I can
Yeah.
hear you. Yes.
Yes, I really appreciate you making out time for me. And I believe this will be posted on our
Mhm.
Facebook wall so that young couples will get the
Okay, this one is
information
brighter,
they need.
right? Okay.
Yes, it's a little bit dark now. Young couples can get
Thank you
the
for
necessary
thank you
information
for
they
having me.
need to have their beautiful, beautiful wedding. Yeah. All right. God bless you. Thank you. It's nice having you. Okay. Bye.
Thank you very much, IJ. Nice having you too. My regards to family. Bye. All right, guys. There you have it. Uh, that's our wedding tips for